Well, I have to get practicing somehow. Today I'm in 2018 Nissan Rogue S all-wheel drive. We've had this vehicle for 3 years. It'll be 4 years coming up pretty soon. Or, well, probably in July, I think. So, base model. Pretty base model. All-wheel drive. Yeah, let's take a look around the outside. This is, I'm in a parking lot, in a casino parking lot. This is weird. I've never done anything like this before. Glacier White exterior. I think it's a decent looking car. Not ugly. I've seen worse. Oh geez, my paper's blowing around here. It's got 17x7, or at least that's what the internet said, 17x7. Are these? Oh, these are alloys. I thought these were steels, but these are 17-inch alloy wheels with 265. Or oh no, these are different tires than what my notes have. These are 225/65 R17s. And comes with standard blind spot monitoring. With reverse camera, daytime running lights. The reverse camera sucks. It's garbage, but it works. A 1,000-pound towing capacity, although ours does not have a tow hook on it. Back into the interior here. It's black cloth seats. These are seat covers that my grandma put in here. Black plastic steering wheel. No, it's some of this stuff is soft touch. This is actually padded right here. And this is padded up here. This dash is also padded. I didn't notice that. I thought it was hard. But hard plastic's pretty much everywhere else. This ugly, sparkly, like this isn't dirt. This is actually the sparkly something or other that they put in in the plastic, and it's a fingerprint magnet. But there's faux leather. I'm pretty sure. I don't think this would have real leather. I think this is vinyl. Padding on the doors. Seats are actually really comfortable. They're firm. There's not a lot of lumbar support, and you can't adjust it. These are manual seats, both driver and passenger. So let me look at my notes. I'm not very good at this yet. Okay, yeah. So Nissan Connect with Bluetooth or wired. No Apple CarPlay, but it's got a CD player, which, like, I was looking, a lot of cars don't even come with CD players anymore, and if you want a CD player, they charge you, which is stupid. It should come standard. It's got SiriusXM, which we don't have. We're not subscribed to SiriusXM, but we were, and it was nice. I like SiriusXM. But yeah, seats 5. You got 2 cup holders right here. It's all of this, like, oh, these are, it's cheap feeling interior, but trade-in value that I checked today is $17,361, which is about what we bought it for 3 years ago. So it hasn't really lost that much value, or it's just inflation and COVID stuff. So relatively decent value, I would say. There's 70 cubic feet of cargo space according to Kelley Blue Book. Seating for 5. There's a 60-40 split rear bench, which we should check out now. And seated behind myself, I have miles and miles of room because I am a tiny man. Rear vents, I don't spend very much time back here, so some of this stuff is new, but or not new, but some of the stuff I forgot, like these vents. Not one-touch windows, unfortunately. It's base S trim, so it's about what you'd expect. Look back over into the back. I'm sorry, it's the family car that we use every day, so, and I didn't feel like cleaning it. But back seats actually very comfortable. I like that you sit up higher in the back, and it's pretty confidence inspiring, honestly. It's, you know, you're nice and high, you get a good view. Seats feel a little bit stiffer than the front, but that's probably just because they're less worn in. It's a 60-40 split. You can move the seats all the way up, and I can do this because I'm seated behind myself and I am absolutely minuscule. But these seats slide. I don't believe they fold. Try that. They fold down, but I don't know if they fold like in. Yeah, I don't think I don't think they fold in, but they fold down. 60-40 rear split. Fake cargo floor, I think. Oh, there's junk down there. This is a false floor. There's storage space underneath of it. If this was like a tester and there wasn't a bunch of junk in the back, then I would show back there. This is also, this angle is adjustable. It's not the most ergonomic thing to adjust. Like, you have to pull the lever, but it's kind of difficult. It's sort of a two-hand job. You gotta very gingerly do that. But space is nice. I'm not really sure if you were like 6 foot, you might have to go watch like TheTopher, because he's like 5'10". I don't know if he did a review on this or not. But it's comfortable. I like it. Great for road trips. Let me get my notes. Pop the hood. It's 4-cylinder. Oh my lord, my GoPro is taped to my hat and pushing my glasses down. Where is... I don't know where the hood strut is, but let me... Oh, it's on the hood. That's weird. I hope no one comes over and thinks I'm in trouble, because I'm not. But an engine that looks like an engine. It's nice. QR25DE, dual overhead cam, inline 4, all aluminum, 16 valves. It's mated to a Jatco CVT8 with sport mode. Sport mode doesn't really do anything. It just sort of makes it sound angrier. Hood's really nice and light on this. But we'll get in here and go for a drive. The CVT is, well, it's a CVT, and it's a Nissan CVT, so it's lackluster. You also have a manual mode. Terrible. Don't use it. I mean, unless you're like using it to like engine brake, maybe, and do a turning circle test here. Pretty good. I've driven this vehicle a lot, so I know how it drives, and it's pretty nice in parking lots. The mirrors suck. They're big. My grandma was complaining about this too. Was these mirrors, they're just weirdly shaped, and then these A-pillars are just fucking massive. Like, I guess you got to do that for safety, but man, I wish they weren't that ridiculous. You can hear that CVT. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but you can hear that CVT whirring away, and it's not that bad, but it's definitely noticeable. I'll wait for that silver car to go. This is why I came out here. It's nice and quiet. Go. Acceleration is decent. You know, moving on to like getting across lanes of traffic. It can go, but it feels like it's lugging right off the line, and it's just the nature of the CVT and only having 170 horsepower. Not exactly sure on the weight of this vehicle. I will probably put it up on screen, because when I was preparing for this video, I missed a couple of things. I don't have a planned route for this. I'm gonna go get on the highway, drive on the highway a little bit, and then maybe make my way back up here. I'm not sure, but it's got nice nice simple controls. I like that. I like that I don't have the now I will have to demonstrate the backup camera. I don't really like this radio, this infotainment system. It's garbage. It freezes. Like, it freezes and it's glitchy. If you know anything about the new Ford Maverick, I mean, it's really not new. It's been out for a couple of years, or a year. But if you know anything about that and the issues that they've been having with the infotainment screen on that, it is the same thing with this. So yeah, I don't know. I don't hate it. It's nice to have a screen, and it's not obtrusive, and it's not one of those stupid, like what they're doing now in the newer Nissans, where it's not just Nissan, it's every automaker. Their new interior design is like fucking, you know, Elon Musk mode, where they have these giant monolith looking infotainment screens, and I think they're ugly. They're tacky and they stick out. It's just, it's not a good look. Oh, pothole. Do a little bit of in-town first. Can I go? I'm gonna wait for the green. Blind spot monitoring comes in very handy, especially if you're not a very perceptive driver. I don't say that to be mean. It's that I'm guilty of that too, because sometimes I don't look, and I should. So blind spot monitoring has saved my ass a couple of times. This also has front and rear collision detection, but I don't believe it's got collision prevention. At least I've never had it. I've never tried it, but I do know it has rear pedestrian detection with the reverse camera and collision warning with the front radar sensors. Obviously when they're not iced up, which they aren't right now, because it's not fucking freezing outside. Brakes feel good. Accelerator feels okay. It's drive-by-wire. There's no cable. And then it's also a CVT, so it feels pretty numb. But it's not overly sensitive like Fords are. Because if you just barely touch the gas in a Ford, you're zooming. Power around town is, like I said, it's adequate. It's not fast, but it's not horribly slow. It's it's slower than a minivan, but not as slow as a Mitsubishi Mirage, which is, I think 0 to 60 time on that is 13, maybe 15 seconds. It's ridiculous. It's got one of the slowest 0 to 60 times in I want to say recorded history, but like for a modern car. Like, see, I'm gonna give it not the beans, but little bit of gas in there. Not bad. It's comfortable. It feels good over the bumps. It's not, you're not, you know, getting your spine rattled to pieces. Vehicle noise is also not bad. Wind noise on the highway, after, there's something that you know, now that the car is broken and it's got almost 50,000 miles on it, there's a weird wind noise from the driver's side door. I don't know what it is. I can't fix it. But at highway speeds, it makes noise. And it's not, it's been a reliable car too. It's you know, when I went to school in Seattle, we drove it out there. It was just fine. Wasn't exactly happy in the mountains, and we had to baby it a little bit because I didn't want to roast the transmission, but it's, you know, it worked. We were stuck back there with like the semis and stuff because of how slow we were going, but we managed. And speaking of that trip out to Seattle, we encountered snow. Quite the snow on Snoqualmie Pass. And that was interesting. I don't know what this guy's doing. That was an interesting experience. It was a real good test for the four-wheel drive in this, and it managed. It actually handled it quite well, and that was on bald tires. Not quite bald, but the tires needed replaced. So, you know, we got the tires that are on this now, we actually bought in Seattle. And we bought them specifically because when we went to Seattle, there was a massive snowstorm that, you know, once a year, once a year snowstorm they get, and I just happened to go up there when when this fucking snowstorm decides to roll through, and it handled it great. Even better after we got the new tires. I don't have any royalty-free music to test the sound system with, and I don't have my phone's not connected to the car because it's kind of a jank system. It's Nissan Connect. Their newer cars have CarPlay. This doesn't. And I would like to have CarPlay, but I mean, I don't think the hardware on this radio would be able to handle it, and just because it's laggy. It's laggy even when you're like just doing stuff. And I've had it where it freezes and it doesn't work, and then it freezes when it goes into reverse sometimes, and the backup camera won't pop up, or the backup camera will pop up and it will freeze, and it's a mess. So that's one of my gripes about this. Another gripe is this stupid transmission. And I will demonstrate this when we get on the highway. I'm gonna give it the beans when we get up to the highway. It's programmed weirdly. Like when you're driving, oh, that's a dead thing. I don't know what that was. When you're driving just normally and you're not really giving it the beans, it's nice. It's not intrusive. It doesn't, it doesn't whine. It's got enough power to where it's not straining, and it's not whining like some Subarus do, where you have to really rev them out to get power. But it's not. See, Dodge used this. Dodge and Jeep used this transmission too, or they used a Jatco transmission. And I feel like they programmed those better, because it didn't fake shift. It held the RPMs in a, it held the engine in the power, and it didn't do these like fake shift theatrics that all it does. I think it makes the car slower when it fake shifts, honestly. If it was programmed properly, where it acts like a CVT, it doesn't pretend to be an automatic geared transmission, I think it does better. And it sure as hell feels nicer when you're not like right now. It's smooth and it's comfortable. It's not shifting. You're not getting jolted. But when it, can I not get? How do I get on the interstate over here? Can I not get on the interstate over here? I don't know. I'm not lost, but I kind of want to get on the highway. Braking performance is good. Like I said, the brake pedal feels nice. It's not spongy. It works. Feeling, for the steering is numb. It's a crossover. What do you expect? I hate crossovers. Okay, I don't hate crossovers. I dislike them. I don't enjoy them, because they're like the beans on toast of cars. They're just lame. And I would not buy one. I mean, unless it was like a Subaru Crosstrek, then I would buy a Crosstrek, just because they're funny. Funny Subaru stuff. I don't know, I'm partial to Subaru. I like the Boxers. I would not want to work on the Boxer engines. but they sound cool. They sound cool. I like the Crosstrek. It's a cute car. And I think this is bigger. This is bigger than a Crosstrek. I'm gonna turn around. And there's always a little weird, like, sort of rubber band feel, like that typical CVT rubber band feel. Look at that, beautiful turning radius. I like that. It's nimble. It's a nimble crossover. It's just the CVT is annoying. You see where it revved up, it shifted, and then it revved back up. And it revs like it doesn't, it revs and it shifts at the same time. If that makes any sense. It doesn't hold your gear ratio at all. And see, these A-pillars are kind of a bitch. Can I go? I think there's no sign that says no right on red. Oh, it also has the 3 blinks. If you tap the stock, you don't, because it latches into place, and then if you tap it, it'll, you know, and you don't latch it into place, it will blink 3 times. I wish it would blink like 4 times or something, 4 or 5 times. But nah, it doesn't. It's only 3 times. Handling test. Quite a bit of body roll. I don't think I was quite on the limit there. I was close. And coming up the speed there, it actually didn't do that stupid CVT automatic fakery, which is nice. And I'm at 65-ish. I don't know. The speedometer is like, it's off a little bit. I don't know why I don't know why they don't calibrate speedometers like they do for police cars. I would like my speedometer to be more accurate than within 1 or 2 miles per hour. That's just me. Yeah, the handle's decent. It's got a lot of body roll though. Not a fan of that. But it's a crossover. It's not a sedan. If you want something that handles better and you want a Nissan, get a 370Z, or I think they're 400Z now or something. Get the Z car. Versus are fun. Versus are actually really fun. Get a Versa, and they're cheap. They're super cheap. The problem is you can't get them all-wheel drive, which is sad. Yeah, it's an car. It gets you from A to B, and it does it perfectly fine. Not fun, and the transmission is not the most confidence-inspiring thing ever, but it's, you know, it works. And this was $17,000. We got it used with like 14,000 miles on it. It was the dealer. It was a dealer loaner. Like, whenever, you know, you get, or at least at our dealership, whenever you get maintenance done on your car, they give you a loaner. And this was their loaner that they gave out to people. And so it only had, it was, this is a 2018, we got it in 2019, so it was a year old. And it only had 14,000 miles on it, and it was just driven around the area. It was all city driving, and it's really not city. Like, you see this places not like stop and go. So, oh my fucking god. Oh, I could have gone. I could have gone because that Toyota was going slow. But look at that. That smart car is a tiny tyke smart car. That is funny. I unironically like that. Oh my god. I should have gone in front of that Toyota because he was going slow enough. I'm gonna go in front of this guy. Yeah, I'm not parking, I'm just turning around. That is a funny little car. Oh, there's a Nissan Leaf. People say Leafs are ugly. I like them. Oh my god, it's got a little Tykes badge on it and everything. That is so cool. I'm gonna pull into this park and, you know, do another walk around of the vehicle and then end the video. They're turning, I can go. Lot is under video surveillance. Yes, I know. But yeah, so that's it pretty much. I was a little shy there in the beginning, but this is literally the first IRL video I've ever made that is going on YouTube. But yeah, you know, about the car, I like it. It's kind of lame, but we'll do another walk around. Doesn't automatically unlock when it doesn't automatically unlock when you put it in a park like some vehicles do, but it does automatically unlock when you shut the vehicle off, and it beeps, and it also just ear-piercingly screeches at you when you have the headlight on. Yeah, not a bad car. I like it. It's got its issues, but so far, with every single Nissan or Jatco transmission vehicle that we've had, we've never had transmission issues. They've always been perfectly adequate. So it works. I like it. But that'll be it for this video. Thanks for bearing with me. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.